When God seems silent. So this is a word for strength, all right? Because one of the most difficult things for Christians is when they feel like God is silent. When you have to face the silence of God, there are times in your life, and I know you've experienced them, I've experienced them, when you cry out in prayer, when you plead for clarity, right? You beg for relief or you beg for direction, and nothing, crickets, or it seems that way, right? Heaven seems quiet. It feels like God is distant. It feels like he's not here. It feels like he's unresponsive. And in those moments, the enemy is going to come and he's going to whisper into your ear and he's going to say, maybe he doesn't care. Maybe he's not even there. Maybe you're, deluding yourself, right? You're kidding yourself. He doesn't care about you or he doesn't even exist. But let me promise you something. Listen, silence does not mean absence. God's silence is not his abandonment of you. In fact, some of the greatest moments of God happen after long periods of apparent silence. Look at Job, right? If you've read Job for 37 chapters, Job pleads for an answer. He's suffering. I mean, nobody has suffered I wouldn't say nobody, but very few have suffered like Job has suffered. He's confused. He wants answers. And what's God say? God says nothing until after 37 chapters, he speaks out of the whirlwind. And he reminds Job that divine wisdom far exceeds human understanding. And Job is silenced, right? He's just shut down, and not by answers, but by the sheer presence of the sovereign God that we have. So, take Psalms 13. David cries, how long, O Lord? How long will you forget me forever? And yet, by the end, David's saying, but I have trusted in your steadfast love. He clings to what he knows of God, especially when he can't feel him. And then there's in the Bible where the ultimate silence, right? 400 years between Malachi and the birth of Christ. No prophet, no voice, no revelation. And then in the fullness of time, the silence breaks. And what happens? The word becomes flesh. Jesus Christ, God man. God is always working, even in the silence. Romans 8:28 tells us that he is causing all things to work together for good for those that love him and are called according to his purpose. All things. You see that all there? All things. Right? You might not believe it, but all things, including the quiet seasons of your life. So, what do we do when God seems silent? We obey what he's already spoken. He's never changing. He is everlasting. His word is already spoken. So all we have to do is continue obeying that word. We go back to his word because his word will always speak to us. We live in obedience. We live in prayer. We live in trust. And we remember that the just shall live by faith. That's what the Bible tells us. We live by faith, not by feelings, right? Not by what we feel. We live by what the word tells us. So the silence of God, it's a test of our faith. It's not a denial of his faithfulness. So you need to trust in him. He is there. He has not changed. He will not change. He will speak at the right time in his timing, not yours, because that will be the right time and in the right way and for the glory of God, for his glory, and it'll be for your good. All right. So I hope you get value from that today. I hope you get comfort from that today for those that might be going through a season like this in their lives. And I love and appreciate you for watching. Take care. God bless, and we'll see you back soon.